Let's see what Andy did to scheme up his old team. Okay, got the creep. Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah, caught him. Caught him. Let's get it. What's going on, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy DMV back with another one. See, a lot of times when I come up with these videos, it's stuff that I really want to know, right? Like, as a play caller, as a former play caller and as a youth football coach, I'm always looking at the game, always studying, trying to figure out who is creating the most innovative stuff. How is the game modernized today? And what are some of the old principles that are continued to be used throughout that aren't going anywhere? Now, we know that the Dallas Cowboys are going to be heavily implementing the West Coast offense into what they're already doing. So they're going to integrate the West Coast offense. So why not look at who's the best play caller in the league, who's been, pretty much integrating and modernizing the West Coast offense for as long as we can remember. He'd been doing it in Philadelphia. It doesn't matter who the offensive coordinator is, what wrinkles they add, but the West Coast offense has been repainted and repainted so many times that their offense never looks the same in Kansas City or in Philadelphia for that matter when he was there. So let's look at some of the things that Andy Reid does and how the Cowboys can implement it. So when I thought about it, I'm like, well, you know what? I think Andy Reid and that squad over there implement a lot of 12 and 13 personnel. Well, last year they did because they lacked a receiver, so they had to adapt a different way. So let's take a look at what they did with their tight end group and see how they added spacing, how they were able to manipulate defenses and lineups using that 12 and 13 personnel. So let's get into it. And before you do anything else, make sure you like and subscribe. And at the end of this, give your comments and your opinions based on what you saw today. What's going on, y'all? Pre-sale ends today, and it will be re-released on July 17th. So make sure you go to dmvfanatic.com where you can get you the Goonies new shirt. This first play against the Chargers is just a regular zone play, but you're going to see why I'm showing this because it's a common theme. They are in bunch formation with all three tight ends, so this is 13 personnel, and they just run a zone. Now, there's a bunch of things that they can run off this. They can run counters off of it. They can motion into different formations, but they love that bunch. Now, here you're going to see regular 12 personnel out the gun, and they're going to set it up so they can get that backside slant with their second tight end. And right here, they're going to run a variation of a counter here, man. And it's so slick how they did it. They lined up both of the tight ends on one side. You were able to get a kick out at the second level. You're going to see a wash down. Then you're going to see them as it's diagrammed right here. And it's a really, really sneaky counter. There's so many different variables and variations that you could do coming out of the huddle. And it puts the defense in a bind. Like either you want to go small or you have to, line your linebackers up. But the more tight ends you have out there, the more variations of things you can do and you can dictate to the defense. Like they're going to do right here. Look at the spacing on this play. A lot of times you're probably wondering, like, how does Kelsey get open the way that he does? But it's because of how they set up their spacing like they did right there. It was a very similar concept to the last play, and this time they took advantage. Here they're going to be able to just manipulate them because they know that they're going to be in the one high, so that they knew that drag was going to be there, and, they took advantage. This play is just imposing their will with 13 personnel, just putting big bodies out there and saying, hey, stop it. This is just a zone to the right. And sometimes you're able to do that when you got 12 and 13 personnel. And that's what they do right here. They run a variation of a counter with Travis Kelsey as a puller. So you're going to see how they do it here. They're going to just pull a guard, and they're going to pull Travis Kelsey, and they're able to do that under center. And, Pacheco gets a nice little gain here. Now, understand what you've been seeing the whole time as far as, the outside zones, the inside zones out of 12 and 13 personnel. This time they're going to do a play action boot somewhat, but it's going to be a flood concept, and everybody's going to have spacing at each level. So it looks like Pat Mahomes, doesn't have anywhere to go, but anytime that he does break the pocket, the spacing is always there for him to complete a pass. Now they're just going to run Fortson in motion here. Play action. He's got a wheel on the front side, and they have a corner and a drag to come across the middle of the field. So Man, the concept here is vertical spacing, and they always have it. Then you got an RPO Z bubble here out of 13 personnel. So, you know what I'm saying? You're always in a position to do anything you kind of want to do. Man, it's just crazy. Some of the variations and some of the creativity that comes along with it. See, look, they're gonna motion to a bunch formation here and just do a zone here. It's not even an RPO. Well, it might be. It might have been a read option or something like that because you see Pat Mahomes carrying out the fake, but you kind of never know. Then they're just gonna, they're gonna have spacing to dump it down to Pacheco here. There's so many different things. And now look at this, man. None of this stuff really looks the same to where you can key on it. Um, you got Gray here in the flats, and you're going to have another situation where, when things break down, he has the check down to the flats, and the spacing just allows for, yak, or it allows for, positive play. Here they're just going to have everybody go vertical and just run a screen behind it because, having a vertical threat and Travis Kelce allows you to do things like this. And the Cowboys do have a couple of tight ends that are going to be able to do things like this, Shoemaker and Hendershot. And now they're just going to run, a simple run concept there. Now, we're in the Super Bowl against the Eagles here, and they're still running 12 personnel heavy. And this is them setting up that drag right across. So, look, I want you to see this. He's going to, get right behind and take advantage of that safety right there. And they're just going to motion. It's almost like a pull when you bring a Fortson over, and then you're going to pull the backside guard, and it's kind of like an old-fashioned gut. That's what we call it in our offense. But, man, look, that variation of blocking, so many endless things that you could do with 12 and 13 personnel. Just like they're gonna, do a play action and do a tight end screen here. If he had kept it outside, he would have had a lot more real estate. But you guys get the gist of what I'm talking about. This right here is such a beautiful play. They're gonna fake a jet sweep, and if you guys know, it's such a counter here because they've been pulling, and you see drag, and he's just going to wrap back around and take advantage of something they probably seen on film and find that open window right there. So, yeah, beautiful setup right there. Some of the things, Mike McCarthy and that offense can learn from this Andy Reid offense is how to counter. And I'm pretty sure they know how to do that. Now, Kelce going to come over in motion, then come right back for the front side pull, and Pacheco's going to get a nice gain there. So, now you're just going to see here, beautiful setup on the fullback trap with, having McKinnon in that fullback. And this right here is something that the Cowboys might want to take into account. We have two running back sets. You have Vaughn out there. You have, you could have Tony Pollard out there at the same time. And this right here is just a old-fashioned 13 personnel. I'm going to run right at you, take advantage of the little guys you got out there on the field. But hold on, Reid. Let me slow down. This is the last play that we're going to break down, and they're going to do a Z creep RPO action, but they're just going to send him back into a bubble, and they have Travis Kelce running the corner to clear it out. What a beautiful play diagram right here, man. So you're going to see the Z creep motion come down. He's just going to flick it out there. So if they had bit on that, they had that corner to go behind it too. So such a beautiful diagram. And this is exactly, you guys see why I love Andy Reid offenses. Andy Reid, you could just take little things from modern day and just tweak it into what the West Coast is, and the spacing is always going to be there. If you have 12 and 13 personnel, you can dictate what you do out there. Now, would I say that this was a Juggernaut's chief offense? I think we'd seen better in the past, but I think that adding the tight ends allowed them to do different variations of run blocking up front. And, the play action game is there. You make the game easy for your quarterback. See, that's what a lot of people don't understand about Patrick Mahomes, is that this offense was set up to make things easy for him. He has elite talent, but on top of that, you have coaches and you have concepts that have been around for such a long time to make the game easy, and all you got to do is really just buy in. And I think that that's what's going to be the great thing about this offense, is that we have the offense, we have the personnel to do a lot of the same things that the Chiefs were able to do last year. So it's up to the Cowboys to really just be able to buy in for the coaches to really just analyze what's been working throughout the league and really, just be a copycat on what happens there. Brian Broaddus said it on Boss Cowboys show. The best offensive coordinators are the best copycats, and that's what Dallas is going to have to do here. But I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hey, and also, I'm looking for opinions on what you saw here. But I appreciate you guys. And make sure you go to dmvfanatic.com and get you some merch, man. We out. Peace.